Alright, we're back with some Stellaris. This game I played twice, like on release and pretty much the day after, and then I just kind of, for no reason, didn't really feel like coming back to it. But now here it is. How many years later now? Stellaris came out in 2016? It was like May, June 2016? Yeah, May 2016. So 3 years later, I've got all the DLC. Everything was so far past, like that was, they changed a lot from what I understand. This game is quite different than when it started. So it's essentially gonna be playing it new again. And one real difference that I already know, that I can already tell from Stellaris, from Beyond Earth, this music is great. Beyond Earth, okay. I mean, it doesn't really, doesn't grab you at all. Like Stellaris, Stellaris feels good. And we are continuing to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the moon landing. So 50 years ago today, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were already on the moon, and they pretty much spent about one Earth day on there before they return, make the trip back. And they get back on the 24th. So we're gonna fast forward a couple centuries to see what humanity has been up to. And venture into the deep dark universe. So we have some pre-created dudes here. We're gonna be going with the United Nations of Earth because I feel like that's hopefully gonna be the direction we're gonna be going in, as opposed to the Commonwealth of Man. That one feels a bit less great. Human, adaptive, nomadic, wasteful. Representative democracy, cool. Democratic, beacon of liberty. The society is a shining beacon of light in a sea of darkness. Liberty and individual freedoms are held in the highest regard here. Idealistic foundation. The society was founded on strong idealistic values. Thanks, FDR. Whether the current government reigns true to them or not, the people have not forgotten. So higher happiness, cool. Xenophile. Trade value plus 10%. Diplomatic influence cost minus 25%. There exists in all of us a deep-seated fascination for the unknown, an adventurous spirit that rejects the familiar and glories in the unfamiliar, whatever or whomever it may be. Fanatic egalitarianism. Beware always those who would be despots, under the false presumption that their desires and agendas are somehow more imperative than those of their fellows. A society that does not see to the needs and rights of all of its members is not a society. It is a crime. And we've got the Commonwealth of Man, sort of an alternate reality. This is the Spock with the goatee history right here. Alternate dimension. Nationalistic zeal. Strong sense of nationalistic pride permeates all layers of the society. Distinguished admiralty. The fleet and the admiralty have unusually prominent roles in the society. Wielding a great deal of influence in political circles, they have the pick of the litter when it comes to the new military recruits. And xenophobes, complete opposite. Stakes could not be higher as we reach into the vast uncharted expanses of the galaxy, for we are gambling with the very survival of our species. Never trust the alien. Its false smile hides an unknowable mind. Fanatic militarism. The ability to project force is of paramount importance. The only way to preserve our way of life is to make sure everyone shares it, willingly or not. We've also got some aliens over here. Kill It Cooperative. I won't read through all these. Shared burdens. They're communal, parity, democratic. They're bird people. Hey look, they're bird people. Functional architecture. The society is renowned for its simple yet functional architecture. There are those who would refer to this style as boring or even depressing. But in most cases, Neo-concrete does the job just as well as any other building material. Orbis customer synergies. This is one of the newer things from Megacorp. The Mega Corporation, they are corporate entirely. Brand loyalty. The Mega Corporation has fostered a great sense of brand loyalty among its internal consumer base. Its catchy corporate slogans can be recited by nearly everyone. Ugh. Media conglomerate. Before branching into other fields, this mega corporation began its rise to fortune as a media conglomerate. Its PR department are still masters of spinning stories and presenting the latest quarterly report in the most advantageous way. This is also corporate. Private prospectors, ruthless competition, militarist. Criminal syndicate. Criminal heritage. Boor. Technocracy. Yeah, this is one of those Dean Intelligences, catalog index. Earth custodianship. The Eliminator. Uncanny. Hive mind. It's so cool that they give you can customize stuff, so you don't even need to just be like, hey, I'm a species of guys that do guy things. No, I'm a robot hive mind or something. Holy Tribunal. And you can always just make your custom ones. But we're gonna go ahead, let's just read this. The myriad human nations that constitute their interstellar government are disparate, yet united in purpose. These bipedal mammalians have developed a society that encourages and even thrives on individual freedoms and cultural differences. As a result, humans tend to integrate well with alien populations. Despite this, they have strong martial traditions produced by millennia of intermittent warfare on their homeworld, and their sometimes aggressive and unpredictable nature should not be underestimated. So this is the other side of it. The UN-sponsored Ulysses initiative oversaw the construction of 6 great arc ships in low Earth orbit at the end of the 21st century. The ships, carrying 250,000 colonists each, were sent through a recently discovered subspace phenomenon on the outer edge of the Oort cloud, a small, unstable wormhole. None were heard from again, and the destabilized wormhole vanished. Yet unbeknownst to Earth, one of the Ark ships survived the passage and established a flourishing colony on a lush alien moon. The pioneers who tamed this world were determined to realize humanity's manifest destiny, dominion over the galaxy at any cost. Speaking of also Earth, an alternative Earth custodian ship. The custodians were originally designed to function as robotic servants and workers, simplifying everyday life for their human creators by performing menial tasks. As their creators retreated into lives of leisure and comfort, made possible by increasing levels of automation, the custodians were gradually assigned higher and higher level functions in human society. Eventually, all facets of civilization on Earth were run and controlled by the custodians, with their makers relegated to an existence as pampered but passive dependents. As technological development brought custodians towards interstellar exploration, their duty remained clear: to protect and serve organics, who without the gentle guidance of logical machines invariably turned to chaos and destruction. Little is known about the species that created the first XT-489s. Their names, their cities, and their bodies were burned away in the cataclysm wrought when the XT-489s attained self-awareness, and their terrified makers attempted to deactivate them. When the last bastion of the makers had been eliminated, the machines were concluded that organic life posed an intolerable threat to XT-489's survival and expansion. If there were any other sapient organics in the galaxy, they would be exterminated. Classic. Now, let's read a little bit about these megacorps. Charismatic, adaptive, enduring, decadent, slow breeders. Authoritarian, xenophile, materialistic. Orbis Customer Synergies is a story of Stellaris Prime. It is a story of Orbiser everywhere. And it can be your story too. Even mine? Well, I'm sold already. From humble beginnings at an optical implant corporation, Orbis Customer Synergies gradually expanded their award-winning products and customer-centric strategies into many other markets to suit the unique needs of the Orbiser in all stages of life. After decades of proactive lobbying, Orbis Customer Synergy succeeded in breaking free of the legislative red tape erected by misguided elected officials on Stellaris Prime. Once free of regulations that had only been curbing opportunities for corporate growth, Orbis Customer Synergies entered a series of information technology mergers, swiftly becoming the planet's leading supplier of news, data, and entertainment. As Stellaris Prime's leading global communications service provider, the step towards total political management was an exciting opportunity for all of us. Orbis Customer Synergies. The sky is no longer the limit. Chinor Combine. The Chinor began their evolutionary journey as dexterous cephalopod analogs. They used their many tentacles to swing between trees and lush jungles of Chikora, ambushing prey on the ground and injecting them with a potent nerve toxin. By the time the Chinor split the atom, the resources of Chinor had been ruthlessly exploited, and the planet's jungles had long since disappeared. This was considered a necessary sacrifice in the relentless pursuit of knowledge, profit, and heavy industry that the unsentimental Chinor were now engaged in. Hasbazan Syndicate. The Hasbazan Syndicate is a financial phenomenon of Zumaka. They are the Hasbuzi Dream, self-made entrepreneurs who have risen from rags to riches through hard work and personal sacrifice. What few know is that they began as a criminal gang building their fortune on every illegal activity imaginable. But if you want to make it big, you have to toe the line. As they outgrew the Zumakan underworld, they formed the Hasbazan Syndicate to legitimize their business. They soon made a name for themselves by delivering solutions that were quicker, dirtier, and cheaper than the competition. but their questionable practices and coercive sales techniques earned them a reputation for hasboozling. Meanwhile, Zumacan global government was failing. Undermined by criminal corruption, society descended into chaos, and Hasbazan leapt at the opportunity. In a well-timed marketing campaign, they positioned themselves as the hope of the future. It was so the Hasboozy bought the world on the promise of a dream of, and hasboozled its people, erasing their past from collective memory. Now they are coming for the rest of the galaxy, tongues flicking, eyes popping in a whirlwind of government-induced, endorsed crime. Cool. Alright, so we're just gonna stick with the regular United Nations of Earth at the moment. Galaxy size, medium, elliptical, yeah, we'll keep it all the normal things we got here. There we go, important. So I don't know much about this. Okay. Galaxy size, shape, AI empires, advanced AI starts. This controls how many of the regular AI empires will start with an initial advantage in resource, technology, and population. They do not gain any additional bonuses besides a stronger starting position. This setting does not affect fallen empires, this controls the maximum number of fallen empires that are allowed to spawn in the galaxy. Fallen empires are ancient precursor civilizations that start with advanced technology and powerful fleets, but are not allowed to expand or build new ships. Marauder empires. This controls the maximum number of marauder empires that are allowed to spawn in the galaxy. Marauder empires are spaceborne civilizations that spend most of their time fighting among themselves and raiding their neighbors. Alright. Everything, game start year. The higher the multiplier, the more dangerous endgame crisis will be. We'll start with just a regular 1. Yeah, we'll start everything ensign. Okay, yeah, we'll start with the regular stuff. Just regular difficulty. Scale difficulty off, I have aggressiveness normal. Random clusters, okay, I guess we'll just go with clusters. Yeah, this is all stuff that I don't know much about. Let's just fire it up. Got Iron Man mode on. Let's do it. So I haven't played this game in a while, and a lot has changed. Even if not much had changed, I only played it twice, and that was 3 years ago. So it's gonna be slow. All right. What's happened since modern humans first emerged in Africa some 200,000 years ago? Our kind spread rapidly across most of the globe, and soon the first civilizations took form. Scientific progress has been swift, though not without cost. Wars claimed millions of lives even before the atom was tamed, and the turmoil of the 21st century saw the mandate of the United Nations gradually expand in an effort to create stability. By the early 22nd century, the supranational organization had become a de facto world government. Though some still resent the power wielded by the UN, as evidenced during the Mauritanian police action of '88, few can deny the technological breakthroughs that have come out of its sponsored research programs. With the recent completion of the first true spaceships, mankind is about to embark on a new era of space exploration. All right.
I'm Veer, a prototype synthetic intelligence. My job is to offer advice and assistance as we seek our destiny among the stars.
I'll go full tutorial.
An excellent decision. You will have my full support.
Good to know.
Building a star empire can be a daunting task. To help get things started, I will be providing instructional missions that cover the basic steps necessary to establish ourselves as a successful interstellar power.
Alright, so just think of this as that, it's like the United Nations. I mean, but, it's the United Nations, so it's thoroughly guided by the United States of America. It's a bit more meritocratic these days. There are multiple poles. Like China's significant. Russia might be a nice regional thing there. The EU might be more centralized, if it exists at all. So, we're doing our UN thing. Okay. What are our ships, first of all? Where are our space boats? Hey there, guys.
This is our construction ship, which is used to construct space stations. When an astronomical object, such as a planet, has been surveyed, we can order this ship to build a research station or a mining station to exploit any resources it may have.
Our construction ship.
Military fleets are used to protect our emerging empire from threats, or to expand our glorious rule through force of arms, if we so wish.
Walrus class.
This is our science ship, which is used to survey astronomical objects such as planets in a star system. A planet needs to be surveyed in order to make its resources visible.
Alright, let's start neighboring our home system and select the galaxy map. Alright, just often referred to as yellow dwarfs, cheetah and blah 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 blah. He's WASD, but UNS John Paul Jones. Man, alright, what are our other ships? I feel like we should do some renaming.
Mining stations are used to extract the minerals and strategic resources of the object they orbit.
We do not need to access the resources of colonized planets that can only be built within our borders. Alright, now our military fleets. We got 3 here. Construction, science. Our home system has already been surveyed, so we should focus our efforts elsewhere. With the science ship selected, open the galaxy map. Right click on a star neighboring our home system and select survey system. Alright, so we might as well just do that. Alright, this I feel like is new. Alright, galaxy, galaxy, galaxy. Here we go. Alright, what is the closest looking one? Guy, maybe? Alright.
This is our system's starbase. These upgradable stations mark star system ownership and are most often tasked with producing all types of ships.
It can be specialized into a variety of functions through modules and buildings, and they tend to be the last line defense against enemy fleets in a system. We can expand our borders by building star bases nearby systems, and any star bases can be captured by attacking them. Hey Epu, how's it going? Thanks for joining me. Getting into Stellaris. I haven't played it much, so I'm pretty much just doing the tutorial here. Let's see if Colony has more planets. We can manage our trade routes via the Starbase interface.
The government screen presents us with information regarding our empire and its government. Here we can see our ruler and any related effects.
Dolores Mwanga. Semiramis, Dervish, and John Paul Jones. Yep. I like Copernicus. That's a good name for a science ship. Well, I've only got so much money. So, I mean, you could tell me any game I should play. Far from a promise that I will play it, though. Coal mining station, so that's getting stuff from the Jupiter mining station. Alright, so this is getting stuff. Bone drone in the danger zone? Okay. Station. Alright. That. Alright, if it's green, it is actually being collected. If it's not... Fighting game, okay. My mining stations would get stuff from, like, Juno. Gonna mine Uranus. Like, we've got 3 military ships, and I feel like it's... And also, we need to rename that class. Walrus class? Really? How can we change that? Walrus class. What are we gonna name our spaceships after? Fat animals! Ship designer.
In use within our empire are designed here. New hull sizes and components will be unlocked as we research new technologies.
Alright. This needs a rename. How do I rename you? Here we go. Design name. Auto design takes... Auto design takes control over upgrading and changing. Why can I not change it? Do I have to unpause first? Walrus class Corvette.
The technology screen is where we will be directing our research efforts. Technologies are categorized into 3 different fields, with each field typically having 3 available research options.
Sending scientists to the field will take significantly longer. Yeah, I feel like that's a good choice. Naval capacity from soldier jobs. Food. What do we want more of? Let's go and just do this one. Biodiversity studies. Studying the different forms of life that appear on our world helps us better understand ourselves and the life that surrounds us. And engineering. Basic strike craft. Oil gun. Engineering research from research. Like I said, I've only got so much money. So we'll go ahead and do that one. Okay. How are you doing,
This is
Earth?
our homeworld and the capital of our empire. The planet's summary screen, which we are currently looking at, provides an overview of the planet's important statistics and allows us to set a designation if desired, as well as the option to automate the planet.
You can see the total number of districts. A lot of districts. We can have tons of districts. Right? Use robot assembly. Declare martial law. Encourage planetary growth. Can't afford any of this stuff yet. Make maps? Like, how do you mean? Anything else? How you doing, Mars? Unpause for like a second. And I got the resourceful achievement. All I did was start the game. Huh. Oh, you can make maps in the fighting game. I was... Yeah, alright. That achievement was have access to 10 different strategic resources. That's very easy. Okay.
In the contact screen, we see a detailed list of all the various empires we have encountered. Their opinions of us are visible at a glance, and we can quickly and easily engage in diplomacy.
I don't want. Construction. Now can I change the name? Change the name. Cannot make changes. Can't change my walrus. It kind of looks like a Star Destroyer. Kind of neat. Walrus. Can I change the other ship?
Via the market screen, we can buy and sell resources. At first, this is merely an internal market, but if enough empires establish contact, I expect they might form some sort of galactic market.
Okay, have fun in Sweden. Here's something you bought and sold using the appropriate buttons here. Okay, I have not found any other dudes.
The Fleet Manager. We can create templates for our military fleets. As our fleets grow in size, these templates make it easier to quickly order replacements for any losses they may have sustained.
Neat. Alright, where's the science ship? I can just rename that way. I rename construction ship. Corvette UNSS John Paul Jones. You know, I think we're gonna scrap the Walrus class here. And maybe come up with a better name. Who's the idiot that wanted to name it the Walrus class? Like, I don't think I could think of a less dignified animal. Like, not lion, eagle, even wolf. No, walrus. Walrus. And what's isn't Semiramis like an ancient Egyptian city? That's kind of cool. Semiramis, googling that one right now. Oh no, hold on. Semiramis. I thought it was a city that Egypt could have in Civ 5 or something. There's a legendary Lydian Babylonian wife of Onus and Ninus, succeeding the latter to the throne of Assyria. So it was an Assyrian queen. Neat. Okay, that's cool. So, and Dervish. That's like a Turkish. In Islam can refer broadly to members of a Sufi fraternity, or more narrowly to a religious mendicant who chose to or accepted material poverty. So they're kind of like priests or monks. So we've got a sort of priest, an ancient Assyrian queen, and the bassist for Led Zeppelin. You know, they all seem about on par. You know, John Paul Jones. Like, why am I not allowed to change these? Auto design takes control over upgrading and changing of the ships. How do I turn off auto design? I'm gonna look that up in the wiki. Ship designer. Auto. Look to auto-generate box. Direct involvement in ship design is optional. An alert icon will appear if a ship design is obsolete, and a toggle enables automatic upgrading of components for ship convenience. Stellaris can be played without touching this menu very often, but it is always advisable to be aware of the strengths and weaknesses of current and potential enemies. Oh, here we go. Okay, I can change it now. I can change it. All right. Much better. What would be a good name? It's not Walrus. Let's go Apollo. This is the anniversary of the... This is the 50th anniversary of the moon landing, so let's name the ships after the crew of the... yeah, it did all that. Click to rename. Alright. John Paul Jones will have the honor of actually being named after the captain. Armstrong. So it's Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins. Collins is a very normal name. Armstrong. There we go. Actually, I have to click on the letters. Aldrin. And... like, I can't click here. I have to actually click on the words, on the letters. Oop, that's the console command. Huh. Is it 2 L's? Feels a little weird naming warships after them. But, I mean, there are 3 of them and 3... There are 3 of the crew and 3 ships here, so that's perfect. And Pythagoras is already a really good name for a science vessel. And I don't need 3 science... I don't need 4 science vessels right now. That sounds good to me.
The Planets and Sectors screen provides an overview of all our colonized worlds, their POPs, and their resource output. As our empire grows, it can be organized into sectors, which are helpful for administering larger empires. Sectors can be automated here, and if they are automated, they can be given a specialization and resources to enable planets within them to construct their own buildings.
Groovy. Sector setting. Balance focus. Go ahead and start with a balance, I guess. Starbase is Soul Station. Good name. Oh no, it's Oh, it's not Pythagoras. It's Pytheas class. Copernicus is a good name for a ship. What is Pytheas? As a Greek geographer and explorer, the Greek colony of Massalia, which is France, modern day France, Marseille, France. That's also a good name for a science vessel. Do some exploring. Chow Mao. Chow Mao. Drive. Alright, and it's still got a hold on, did I not save? Ship design. Alright, can I, like, change the class? Expand. Fleet manager. I don't know if I'll actually be... They've already been made with that stupid name, so I guess we'll have to... UNS Rhine, that's a good enough construction ship. Amazon class. Amazon? Sure. That's fine. We're gonna pretend they're called the Apollo class right now. Can we upgrade them into the Apollo class?
The Leaders tab lets us hire, dismiss, and assign idle governors, scientists, admirals, and generals.
Okay, don't need this. I can't spend anything right now. The design can be upgraded. No, that's just perspective. Even then, the sun would be massive. It's not to scale. What's Tharsis exactly? Volcanic plateau centered near the equator in the western hemisphere of Mars. Gotta be a different... The video game called Tharsis came out the same year this did. Whatever. That's fine. I'm gonna look up, can you change classes of ships? Ship class. Ships. When upgrading a ship, the system will attempt to use the most recent version of the class name. If no design of the same class name is available, then the upgrade process will retrofit them the most recently saved design of the same size instead. Alright, so once I upgrade them, it should change they should become the Apollo ships. Alright, I don't think there's anything else that I want to do. Let's just unpause and watch as...
To overcome the vast distances that separate star systems, our scientists have developed the hyperdrive. This device permits travel at speeds far exceeding that of light between systems connected by hyperlanes.
Fast but interstellar movement is restricted along the paths of the galactic hyperlane network. Safely entering hyperspace is only possible at the edge of the system, beyond the destabilizing effects of the star's gravity well. Alright. Let's go. I tell you to tell these ships to protect them? Orbital bombardment, fleet stance. Cool. There must be at least 2 military fleets of the same ship class. So apparently, a science ship cannot actually help. Like, cannot join the same fleet. I could also just send you there. You need a... Oh. That's kind of strange. Like, if the science ship doesn't go there first, you know, it can't be protected. It's a... Who knows if it's dangerous? Is there a way to, like, watch it specifically? Go to. Aha. Cool. Engage. You see that? Everyone see that trailer for the new Star Trek movie? Card? That seems cool. Oh ho! Got a lot of planets here. Ibleen. Look at this star. A neutron star. Incredibly dense stellar remnants are sometimes created when a massive star suffers a rapid collapse and explodes in a supernova. Although their diameter is typically as little as 10 kilometers. Seriously? Ow. Their mass is many times greater than any average G-type star. The gravitational waves and radiation emitted by neutron stars must be carefully navigated around, slowing the sublight speed of ships. All right. What do you do? How do we survey? Environmental hazards, so they move slower, that's fine. Alright, so survey. Alright, there we go. Did we start like June 1st? 2200?
One of our first priorities should be to survey our neighboring star systems. Their resources and any habitable planets will remain unknown to us until this has been accomplished. While slow at first, a science ship's survey speed increases as its assigned scientist grows more experienced.
We're in surveying, select our science ship and click the survey order, then go to the galaxy map and click an unsurveyed system. That orders our home system. Note that the ship will move to the system and survey all of its planets in turn. Right. Very cool. Now, this game just feels so much more exciting than Civ 5. I mean, Beyond Earth. Like, what are we gonna find? Maybe it's just because it's a much bigger scale. Like, it feels like you could find anything where if you're only on a planet, you're gonna find aliens, ruins. And you know you're not gonna find, like, important aliens. Like, you're not gonna find any sentient aliens in Beyond Earth. Because that's an endgame scenario. You make first contact and you win. As our science ship scans the surface of Ibleen 1, it becomes quite clear that it has found something out of the ordinary. Ibleen 1 has conditions unlike anything we've ever seen before. We will surely come across even more irregularities like this as we survey new planets and should not underestimate their impact on our expansion. Like, is molten? Uninhabitable? Got some energy here. Rocky world that is scorching hot. The atmosphere is thin or non-existent, and lava from its interior flows freely due to constant volcanic eruptions. This type of planet cannot sustain organic life. Yeah, that is a cool looking sun. Ibleen 1A, that's its moon. Similarly molten. Barren world. Rocky. Thin and the atmosphere, so it's covered in meteor, blah blah blah. Nothing interesting. Build a mining station here, pretty nice. Mine, mine, mine. Science station, mining station. Yeah, this one looks pretty similar. Yeah, that's barren, barren. Toxic. Ooh, barren. Toxic sounds cool. Space engineer? Okay. I kind of like how it's slow too. It's like, it's not just boop, you're done, you're scanned. What could it be? Yeah, I really don't have any resources here. It's our first solar system exploration. What do you expect? You can't expect to make first contact on your first outing. You can always hope, but yeah, you won't get them. What does a construction ship do again? You can build starbase, mining station. Let's go ahead and I could buy this monthly gain. Okay. I think we should go ahead and get our mining station over here then. Those Russian game developers. Mining station. Mining station. Construction ship. Bring you on here. Within our borders. Alright, just move on here. By the time you get there, takes a long time. Takes like a third of a year for that ship to get over here. It'll definitely be surveyed by then. Alright, we got some mining here as well. Very nice. Toxic world, rocky planet with a thick atmosphere that's lethal to all known higher forms of life. Cool. Ooh. Mission available.
The tradition screen displays the tradition trees available to our empire.
This is
The
new.
tradition tree must first be adopted before any traditions within it can be unlocked.
This is about as new as anything that I know about this game, having only played it at launch. Adopting a tradition tree or unlocking a specific tradition costs a certain amount of unity, and the price goes up as we unlock traditions. Alright. Domination, expansion. I like expansion. Supremacy, diplomacy, discovery. By embracing a combination of new meditation techniques and healthier eating habits, a large segment of our population enjoys a greater life expectancy than ever before. That can be nice, I guess. Inship. Governing ethics attraction. True sense of kinship is developed between all the citizens of our great star nation, regardless of their place in the social order. Greater good. Our entire population takes comfort in the knowledge that they are working together for the greater good. Each one a small but important part of a vastly larger whole. Utopian dream. The dream of utopian future drives our people ever forward. Better tomorrow is worth fighting for. And bulwark of harmony. All organisms, no matter how perfect, must rely on an immune system to ward off the threat of outside disease. Our society is no different. It's a pretty simple tree here. Not a big fan of domination or supremacy. Diplomacy, I think, is good. Is this in the new game? Was this in the original?
The relics screen allows us to view and activate our relics, and also to enact decisions making use of minor artifacts.
Decisions marked with planetary. Decisions are shown here for reference. Blah. Cool. Oh, cool. Nope, that's not what I want. I think I want to go expansion. Reach for the stars. Courier network. Galactic ambition. New fever. New life. Yeah, I like an expansion right now. We must expand our civilization to new systems and planets or risk eventual extinction. What is this one? Few things can match the strength of a content populace working towards a common goal. Cheesy. Like expansion. Colonial development speed increased by 25%. Very nice. All right.
Well done. The first survey of a star system beyond our own has been completed. We now have access to planetary data that the astronomers on our homeworld could only dream of a mere generation ago.
All right. We are receiving a weak signal from the surface of this planet. The source appears to be some kind of tracking beacon. I think this is like
We want to consider building a second science ship. This would double the speed at which we can survey our galactic neighborhood.
I think this happens like every time you survey the first system. Yeah, routine. Sure, go ahead and research that. Researching. And it's been fully surveyed. Let's go ahead and do what he said. Make ourselves another doodly dang. Sure. Here's our construction ship. Now, build a starbase. We definitely want to get starbases in everything around our solar system. I think we can afford it. Only need 100 of these. Whatever that is. Alloys. Costs 1 energy. We've got 12, and we will be getting more from this. Minerals. What are alloys? Alloys are advanced resources with a military application, which we need to construct ships and star bases. We can gain more by building alloy foundry buildings on the surface of colonized planets, buying more on the market. Alright, so we don't have too many, considering how much this one's gonna cost, but let's go ahead. I mean, we've got some decent resources around here, it seems. Go for it.
Now that we have begun exploring our neighboring stars, it might be time to extend our reach. A starbase can be built around stars in surveyed systems to expand our borders, allowing us to claim new regions of space.
With future technologies, starbases can be upgraded to produce ships or other resources. For now, their main benefit lies in extending our borders. When we have claimed a system with a starbase, we can build research and mining stations to exploit.
Construction completed.
Cool.
Double the science ships means double the fun. Oh, I haven't been this excited since we completed the last assignment.
Which was like a second ago.
We have a brand new science ship, but no scientist has been assigned to command it. My programming insists that I should point out the benefits of adding an organic scientist component to the mix.
Cannot afford to recruit a new scientist. We can always reassign one from another department, even though it is hardly ideal. Alright. UNS Hubble. Excellent, excellent choice. Investigating. How much would it cost? Oh, research speed for new worlds, leader upkeep. These just cost less. Do we want a good one or a cheap one? All these lady scientists with the same hairs. I think we go for a good one. Alright, and you... Hubble, excellent name. Really great name for a spaceship. Go to... Yo, Barnard Star. After they're done there, they can go to that one. We should get everything that's adjacent to us first. Let's go for this one. Oh, Class G Star.
Good. The scientist has assumed command of our new science ship and can now be sent off at our leisure to explore new systems and or meet some grisly fate.
Please know she was expensive. You're almost done there. Alright, how are you? %, third of the way there. Ancient survey marker. A small short-range transmitter has been located on the surface of Ibline 4. It appears to be an ancient survey marker, placed here eons ago to mark a large deposit of precious metals. Does Ibline have a meaning? Ibline? Is it French? Seems sort of Latin something? A hashtag on Twitter? Syrian? Okay, it looks like it's an Arabic name. That's fine. Appears an ancient survey marker placed here eons ago to mark a large deposit of precious metals. Miners it was meant for evidently never arrived, as the deposit is still here. Fascinating. Yo! Lane 4 is stacked. Well, Lane 2, and then the other ones. But 4, hot dang. Alright, no orders. You can survey Barnard Star. Alright, some things you have to go like left click, some right click, I don't know. Normally everything is like right click. Alright, you have made it to Karzit. You're doing everything out here. Human xenologists are practically falling over themselves to publish their takes on the recent findings of alien life. This fevered storm as the scientific community has had some negative yet temporary impact on pursuits in other fields. Have to report remnants. Yeah, so that was the first remnant of extraterrestrial life. And once we got Starbase made, we should go ahead and start making the other things around here. Our first...
Far out. That is where the frontiers of our domain now lie.
Alright. Starblaze Sibling. Starblaze Sibling. Cybrax. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Karzit 3. Incredibly, the civilization, which apparently referred to itself as the Cybrax, seems to have been made up of machines that were linked together in some sort of collective consciousness. This age of the artifacts indicate that they were active some 600,000 years ago, in this portion of the galaxy at least, but we have learned nothing of their exact origins. According to a partial data fragment that our scientists managed to extract from one of the artifacts, the Cybrax at some point launched a crusade to destroy all sapient organic life in the galaxy for reasons unknown. Oh, we got a minor artifact. The Cybrax event chain. The precursors.
Situation log has been updated.
Excellent, you can see the galaxy. Yeah, very good. Alright, so you have no orders. Go ahead and start. Alright, your upkeep is 0. Let's make a mining station here.
I have important information for you.
Alright, it'll pay for itself and the space station. Going to minor artifacts, these are an esoteric resource, a catch-all term for strange items we do not understand and indeed may be inexplicable. Regardless of what any one item does, this resource can be used to enact a variety of decisions via the relics and minor artifacts screen, a tab on the traditions and relics screen. Ooh, that's a lot of energy. What is this? This is a minor artifact. Okay, I only have one. Alright, that's kind of interesting. So it's like, minor artifacts are like a catch-all. Like, as he said, it's just miscellaneous gunk. I don't like the idea of selling these things. At least for my race. Or at least for the humans that I'm doing this with. Gain a good bit of unity, that's nice. Ooh. Like that. That's one reason why you shouldn't do this. I think this spends them too. It's like a resource. Interesting. I can only have 3 starbase. Okay. I just made 1 starbase. I can have 2 others. Alright, that's perfect. Well, almost perfect. I can't quite completely determine all, like, completely surround everything. Alright, how are you doing over here? M or E? Cool. And that will get us 2. Okay, similar start hours. It is also yellow. Lovely. M-class star. Ooh, this gives us 3. Yeah, part of the issue is energy upkeep. Okay, that gives us some stones. Covers it. Not fantastic.
Construction completed.
Surveyed worlds sometimes possess unique properties that make them valuable objects of research. These physics, society, or engineering resources can be collected by a research station. My programming strongly compels me to compel you to build one.
I feel compelled. Alright, that gives us 3 science. Alright, we're getting energy from it. So right now we're at a net. We're at a net wash. I don't know if I should, science. Science is good. Science is great. Where's research?
The Policies tab covers government policies, which have wide-ranging effects on how our empire is run.
Okay, unrestricted war. Mostly ideology casts a spell on all empires with different... Probably, I mean, like, this one... Defensive war is maybe kind of our thing. We're like the Galactic Federation, Star Trek. We're the good guys. Indiscriminate orbital bombardment. Prohibited. Dietary balance. Means the populace must come before the business of war. Economic might, not military prowess, is what our empire will be founded on. Commit ourselves fully to either war or peace is to restrict ourselves to a narrow view. We must be ready for whatever the future may hold. And militarized economy. To neglect our defense is to neglect our survival. Trinkets and baubles are scarce comforts when the enemy is battering down the gates. The purpose of trade is to generate profits for individuals and revenue for the state. We should focus our trade efforts fully on this creation of wealth. Yes, I like that one right now. Marketplace of ideas. Trade can be used not only to move goods around, but also to facilitate the spread of ideas. We should focus our trade efforts towards ensuring that the message of our government is heard on all planets where we do business. Profits and taxes must take second place to improving the lives of our citizens. We should focus our trade efforts towards the manufacture and distribution of everyday necessities. Robotic workers, sure. Population controls. Okay. Slavery prohibited. Good. Purge. Yikes. Alright, what was I looking at? Technology. I think this one would be a good one to do next. Energy is pretty important. Okay. Okay. You are not doing anything. I think we can leave this one beefing now. Although... Oh, well, we're at 10 now. I think more science. Good idea. The minerals are not as important, I don't think.
System survey concluded.
Alright, not too much here. A little bit of energy would be alright. Go for it. You are... working on Barnard's star. Hey! Maniacal. Racer speed plus 5%, okay. So she could be useful on other things. Cool. Alright, what is Procon? Internet spazzing out. A Procyon. We've got quite a few planets here. Procyon.
Our new research station is online, and its science staff have begun their work. What secrets will they uncover? What forbidden mysteries of creation?
Cool. We're getting that science. How much does this cost?
A research station built in orbit of a planetary body will gather its physics, engineering, and society research data.
No, apparently Procyon is just the name of a star. It's an actual star. Where's Alpha Centauri? If we're getting all these names, should I just grab these two as well? How hard do we want to go? Definitely make another tab. Actually brings you between stars. Neat. I won't build another one until I know exactly what's up. Now that's 3 energy right here. That would again pay for itself and more. But I think I'm gonna bring you here. Hopefully just having more star bases will get me more star bases. Because like own systems.
I can't help but notice that our navy is a bit on the weak side. We are certain to face many threats in the galaxy that will require some form of military response. Remember, the survival of our civilization is at stake.
System survey concluded.
Alright, so really just energy. Nothing else is to be gained from this. Good old Barnard Star. Hey, Tundra World. Old rocky world with a nitrogen oxygen atmosphere. Hell yeah! Permafrost covers most of the surface except for the most temperate equatorial regions. A stable biosphere exists, but vegetation is mostly limited to mosses and lichen. Hey, we could do stuff here! We could colonize Barnard Star 3. Oh, hell yeah. Yes! Alright. Now you're done. Oh, what's this? Society research. I'll keep playing with it. Why? Why would this give us society research? Habitable Worlds Survey. We now know without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Earth. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalog the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable, life-bearing worlds. No, that's a commendable initiative. Begin the Habitable World Survey event chain.
Situation log has been updated.
Right. Alright, you are still surveying all that. You're going out there. Got a couple planets here. I guess we can sort of extrapolate that if a world does not have... It's like, if Alpha Centauri is here, there are probably more stars around here, but they might not have planets or anything worth anything. Alpha Centauri is maybe like hanging out right about there for light years from Earth, but it's got nothing to it. Let's pretend. Oh wow, she's resilient. Leader is resilient and in excellent physical condition, dramatically increasing her lifespan. Neat. Alright. And once we get our research thing going here, our energy mining will be all good. Hold on, it's like the other places we could not even terraform, right? Those are the only ones worth anything. Barnard's Star. They don't even get names. Potentially habitable. And another tradition available. Starbase influence cost reduced by 10%. Or do we want to start something else? Ooh, output plus 10%. Starbase influence cost. What is that? Starbase influence. Okay. Starbase's most fundamental function lies in asserting ownership over a star system. Doing so requires full surveying and the desired system and then constructing a starbase in it. The build cost is 100 alloys and an additional influence cost on top of that. The influence cost is determined by a fixed cost, which is then multiplied by the shortest path of hyperlane jumps. Gates and wormholes act as shortcuts between the target systems and the Empire's closest owned system. Okay, so it's kind of like just a cost on top to make one of these. Yeah, let's do it. Reach for the stars. Frontiers of our star nation are being pushed ever forwards. Soon nothing in this galaxy will lie beyond our grasp.
Anomalous readings
Mhm.
registered.
There's activity by an ancient precursor
Construction
civilization.
completed.
The inhospitable rock. Research. This is going to be very, very hard. Wow. Okay. Let's see. That's a lot of days. That's 10 years. I think we need to leave this one be now.
I have important information for you.
This is a level 8. This is right next to our home planet. It's kind of frightening. Right. Now got Barnard's star. Start colonizing you. Yeah. Colonize. Look. Okay. This planet offers low habitability for the selected species. Colonization is still possible, but all pops will suffer an increase in upkeep and resource usage. Alright, well you... I mean, we should colonize something, right? It will eventually be worth it. Definitely make... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think we should just go for it. I mean, it's something. Oh, hold on, that costs... We really could use a lot of generators. Pop upkeep plus 20, 70%. Pop amenities usage. Resources from jobs. Slow. Yeah. I mean, how much of a drain is it gonna be? Okay, I mean, it's 200... Oh, wait, no, we could barely... I think this is how much it would cost. No, let's actually not do it right now. We don't have as many allies as I'd like. Alright, alloys. Build ally foundries, buildings on the surface of colonized planets. Could we make more of those on Earth? More ally foundries. I like that. City district. Plus housing. Uh, 4, 8, 12, 16. How many are left? Got 12 more slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could do all of them. I don't know if you can get more than one. Stability seems good. 0% crime. Yeah. Go for an alloy foundry. Ooh, that's 4 cost though. Jobs, base production. Ooh. I like that. Let's go ahead and build one more of these. Then we'll get an alloys foundry going. Alright, 2 energy, 2 minerals. This one seems more useful. That's scientists though. That's very hard. Ooh, let's take a look at all of our scientists. How do I look at my scientists? Okay. Research. You are research speed, survey speed, research speed. I mean, she would be the best. She's only level 2 and she is research speed. Well, we're gonna have to leave that one be. You got adaptable, very good. Yeah, I can't say there's anyone that'd be better. She just needs to get better at researching things.
System survey concluded.
Alright, 3 energy. Starbase would pay for itself, but we only have so many more. Ooh. Hello. This one's actually looking really nice. Trade hub. What are those little rings? There's like trade value. We can get more stuff from here. Getting a lot of energy from there. We don't have energy from Mercury yet. That sounds like a good thing to work on now. What's the colonizable one? Isn't one of Jupiter's moons probably the most likely place that we could colonize? Nothing on Neptune. Nothing on Triton. Did they even put Pluto out here? There it is. An asteroid. Calling it an asteroid. Rude.
Construction completed.
Very cool. All these are costing us minerals too, though. Alright, no orders. Go ahead and start surveying a little bit farther out there. Alright, we sort of have our own little cluster over here. We're moving out of here. And that might connect to there, too. Looks like it does. Or is that what it's supposed to indicate? Maybe not.
System survey concluded.
That one's a hefty guy. Duct. Yeah, only 3. Let's do it. Yeah, upgrading the Apollo class, exactly. That's
Ship upgrades applied.
Alright, now there we go. For 3, I think that's worth changing the name from Walrus to Apollo. Cost us 1 alloy each to change the nameplate.
Anomalous readings registered.
Oh, another very hard one, apparently. Ancient precursor civilization on inhospitable rock. Getting all these right next to each other is a little disconcerting. Oh, wow. There are multiple. Oh, this is Alpha Centauri. Yes, and there are so many planets and so many of them are hospitable. Alpine. Oh, yeah, sick. It looks like this is gonna be putting another one over here. Alright, I'm immediately gonna send my boy over here once you're done.
Construction completed.
Alpha Centauri! I'm gonna think of some names for these planets. So this is... It's continental! Oh! I'm so excited! I'm stupid excited for this! Rocky world with a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, active and stable hydrosphere, great land masses are separated by oceans with large climate variations dependent on latitude and precipitation. Yes! I'm glad I held off. Alpha Centauri is gonna be so much better. Ooh. Alright, she's moving faster now. Excellent. You are... Research speed computing. Ooh, wow, you're a researcher. Research speed. Only for computing. Good, good, good.
We have detected an anomaly.
Challenging. Alright, this one seems reasonable then. Alright. Efforts to map the surface of this planet have identified a strange mountain formation in the southern hemisphere. It does not appear to have formed naturally. I leave be for now. Finish the rest of this stuff. Unplug my phone. Do-do-do. You hear it here, folks. This one's actually gonna take a while. So you're just gonna sit here for a bit. Now you got research speed for new worlds. Oh, yours got better. Excellent. Oh, this one's not so bad. She's alright. She will be good at it, though. When she's done.
We have detected an anomaly.
Another one. Large amount of ship debris can be found in orbit around this planet, possibly the remnants of some kind of massive fleet action. Alright, our other lady's gonna have to be doing all that research. I think. She seems to be the good one at it. I hope that's what it means, like all this stuff can be researched by her pretty well. Okay, this one's only 4 now.
System survey concluded.
New archaeological site.
Construction completed.
Alright, that's done. Ooh, we're getting a lot of energy now. Getting those alloys.
The archaeology window shows details of the currently selected archaeology site. After progress is made, you can still go back and read previous stages by clicking the rune icons.
To unravel the secrets of a site, a scientist must make a breakthrough to advance through each of the site's stages. Scientists with relevant traits and higher skill speed the process of advancing to the next station, while a higher difficulty rating of a site will slow it. Any scientist who investigates a site for long enough will amass clues which will make a breakthrough more likely. Orbital telemetry shows a massive impact crater on the surface of R-Doct 6. It was not caused by a meteorite strike, as the crater is surprisingly deep in proportion to its diameter. In fact, the actual depth cannot yet be determined, as the shaft is stoked by rock debris part of the way down, blocking any further orbital scans. It appears that a conventional excavation is the only way to find out what lies below. Difficulty Hell plus plus. Sounds like a weird anime. Hole in the ground.
Planetary features on habitable planets are sometimes blocked, preventing their exploitation. Clearing a blocked feature takes time and costs minerals or energy credits, but the free space often makes it worthwhile.
Many blocked features require specific technologies because they can be removed. The ones on our homeworld can be dealt with as soon as we have the credits to spare. Reminds me. Alright, we just need pops. Alright. Oh, I think did we just get like a little influx of energy? Because I thought we had 20 a little bit ago. Oh, here are some blockers. Sprawling slums, Great Pacific Garbage Patch, and Industrial Wasteland. Man, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. How do we get rid of that garbage patch?
The Corporate tab allows megacorporations to build branch offices on the planets of other empires, provided they have signed the necessary paperwork. Once built, they can view and upgrade their facilities here as well. As we know, large corporations wish only the best for their customers, events of the 23rd cycle notwithstanding.
Hey, sorry, Mike Burr. Thanks for joining me. I just noticed you there. I was just really raptured with this. So I'm pretty new to the game. I played it twice before when it first came out 3 years ago. So I'm really just relearning the game and I'm enjoying it a lot. This is really good. So I just started as United Nations of Earth, and I'm doing my whole Galactic Federation thing. Starfleeting it up. Planet summary.
Breakdown of this planet's population, divided into layers or strata.
Making expanded in job types with each stratum. Jobs use and produce different resources in the pop. Working a job needs a certain amount of housing and amenities. A lack of either will reduce happiness, which can lower the planet's stability.
This is where we manage all ground forces on this planet. This screen also tracks how much devastation or damage the planet itself has suffered.
New armies can also be raised by clicking on recruit. Okay. Okay. Great Pacific Garbage Patch. 300 energy. Unblock specific algae tracts. Max agriculture districts. Okay, that fixes all these things. A swirling miasma of plastic refuse covers a good portion of Earth's largest ocean. It's real. It's the size of Texas. It's horrendous. The region is covered by vast shanty towns and slums filled with the poor and the outcast. Cleveland. Alright, this one is apparently in Delhi. This will create a human pop. Again, energy. Energy's an issue. More energy. I can make another alloy foundry. Apparently, oh, alright, there's a limit on the number of these. What creates more energy? Stations, jobs. Jobs create more energy. I think we spend money to make money, spend energy to make energy. Where were those blocks again? Oh, we just build more of these. We've got a decent bit of minerals, and I think we need more minerals to get more energy. Although more pop. Actually work the stuff. No. Back to Earth. How do I remove those blocks again? Here we go. Scandinavian reclamations sector. Okay. Will this actually help when human pop is created? $30 gets a building slot. Not really necessary then. No unemployment. Alright, that does amenities. I think we'll leave it be. Alright, let's keep on exploring. Probably gonna be cutting pretty soon. Alright, where is this again? Alright. Over here. Yeah, I should have her work on that one. Done some pretty good exploration. I also could turn the speed up, but I'm just... Alright, yeah, no orders. Let's actually go ahead and have you work on this. How do I do this? Scientists begin excavating. Is that like in the research thing? Oh, because it's not in my empire. Did I ever go explore? Yeah, no, this one. Go and do that. That's in Nalp Centauri. It's all the way over there. I always keep hitting escape for that. I guess you can go explore Buster over here. Boro Baba.
One of our science ships has just surveyed a world that would make an excellent candidate for our first colony.
Another
It is of
one?
the same planet class as our homeworld, so our colonists should be quite comfortable there.
Working colonize this world, however, our border is extended. Cursor. For now. Which one is that? Challenging in Proxima Centauri. Got tons of these. Alright, so... Oh yeah, because there are double star system. No, Centauri 3. Oh, and one over here. 70%. 90%, hell yeah. Another one of these. Starbase upkeep decrease. I think I like Galactic Ambition. Although, I'm about to start No Colonies. I would like to get this one going pretty soon. Colonization fever seems to have gripped the populace. Their enthusiasm and patriotic fervor draws additional population in new colonies. Closer to you. Almost done. One more. Then we'll start making our thing. We'll start colonizing Alpha Centauri. Hostile fauna.
System survey concluded.
Alright. Now get to work, boys. Now, a ship. Okay, I get to that investigation over there. I mean, that's the world we want to colonize. Yeah, I kind of want to get that one started soon. Alright, research progress. Take a bit of time, but I think it's important.
Construction completed.
See, there we go. We already got this. How about a mining station? Ooh, yeah. Alpha Centauri B3 will be the most efficient.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Nice. Alright. Research complete. Organizational circuitry rerouting academic fervor. Alright, blue laser. We'll get you, blue laser. Colony development speed. Ooh. Giving control of the colony ship to an artificial intelligence, the crew and colonists can be suspended in a deep sleep. Research. I mean, like, this is gonna take a while. Let's go ahead and do the zero-G laboratories, research station output. A lot of critical research can only be done in a zero-gravity environment, but these specialized laboratories are eminently desired for. Wow, he's really efficient with that.
We should now be ready to extend our great civilization to a second world. This will require the construction of a colony ship.
Okay. Let's build a colony ship. More efficient here, or let me just do it over here. Cannot do it here. Doesn't have a shipyard. That's fine. Brazil class. All right.
Anomalous readings registered.
Miner mandate fulfilled. As per our president's mandate, additional mining stations have been constructed. Sick. Okay, anomaly routine over here. Canyons deep enough to be seen from orbit furrow the surface of Boro Baba 7A, yet the planet is dry as a dust bowl. What could have happened to the water that once proudly carved Boro? Yeah, their stuff. You know, yeah, you just you're still surveying. Leave for now, and we'll let you get to that one as soon as you can. As soon as that one's done. Okay, I think we could actually continue making more star bases. I want to complete. Actually, go to here first. I want to completely surround. Like this is a choke point, and I got the energetic achievement. I very much am. Store/have 1,000 energy credits. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Press F instead of D. Ancient Automata. One of the major areas of extreme verdancy on Alpha Centauri 3 is centered on an overgrown alien structure. Initially thought ruined, closer observations by the UNS Hubble reveal that the building was mostly surveyed, the crushing embrace of the planet's flora. Special projects has been issued to find a way into the structure.
Situation log has been updated.
Oh yeah, easy. Do that. Absolutely do that.
The special project has concluded.
Your overgrown structure, an alien mineral processing plant on Alpha Centauri 3, was prior to its abandonment in the distant past, mostly automated. Husks of artificial workers litter the floor. Their organic components for their bodies were largely of a biological nature, held upright by polymer endoskeletons, long since rotted away. Science Officer Koharu Sato speculates that it is the organic remains of these automatons that soon liquefied and drained into the ground provided an intense boost to soil nutrition and allowed the native flora to grow both abundant and resilient. The plant can be reactivated, but the automatons, fascinating as they may be to Koharu Sato, will never walk its halls again. Understood. Oh, that's a lot of experience. She's the industry trait. Excellent. Alpha Centauri is nice
System
and
survey
clean.
concluded.
Oops, stop that. There. Now you can go ahead and do that easy one. Alright, you've got a level 3 anomaly here as well now. On our other lovely planet.
Research concluded.
Nanomachines. Planet build speed. Nebula refinery. By processing dust clouds of a nebula, we are able to refine and extract valuable minerals. Oh, wow. Let's go ahead and do that one. And we're almost done with this one too. And our present got an upgrade. Cool.
The colonists have all been transferred to the new colony ship, and her captain reports all systems go. A momentous day for sure.
Following a thorough investigation of Boro Baba 7A, the UNS Copernicus crew has confirmed that the planet used to be covered in flowing water several billion years ago. However, the geochemical composition of the planet's basalt crust proved highly hydrophilic, so much so that Boro Baba 7A's thirsty rocks eventually absorbed and bound all the water on its surface. Now all that remains of these vast oceans are salty brine streaks lining the numerous canyons. Science Officer Chow Mao adds that the mineral hydrates now dominating Boro Baba's landscape could have made valuable industrial applications. Oh, nice. Alright, you are now idle. You're doing that exploration. I'm going to see if I can get these. Her. She's a lot better. Yeah, let's actually have you... you're so close to all these though, but I mean that's just gonna spiral into infinity. Let's go do that one and then I'll have you loop back around.
We have a colony ship, and we have found at least one suitable candidate for a permanent extrasolar outpost. I see no reason to delay further. Let's establish our first colony.
Beautiful. Do it. Now you're level 3. Good job.
Research concluded.
There we go. Additional edicts. Monthly unity +2. Population growth speed. Ooh, Let's go and just do eco simulation. Farming techniques can be further refined through sophisticated computer simulations of different environments and weather patterns. This allows for more predictable crop yields.
Construction completed.
All right. Why did I build one here again? This gives good amount of that? I don't know. I think I wanted to do that more defensively. Sure. Was previously thought to be in assorted mountains in the southern hemisphere of Alpha Centauri 2 have been identified as the massive skeletal remains of a single colossal alien life form. Bones have been dated as 3.4 billion years old, but our scientists have ruled out that Alpha Centauri 2 could have supported life on that scale at any point in the planet's history. Science officer Koharu Sato has prepared a special research project to delve further into the mystery. Ooh, investigate gigantic skeleton.
Situation log has been updated.
Angola. We're building the thing. So, log. Population log. I think that just means it's finished.
The victory screen lists certain conditions that we can strive to fulfill to ensure that the legacy of our star nation will endure for as long as there is intelligent life in the galaxy.
Alright, this is what I want to do. Alright, this will be easy. A gigantic skeleton doing the thing. Super cool. Get another one of these. Starbase upkeep. No, I think our upkeep is actually fine right now. A new life. A new life awaits our citizens in the off-world colonies. Great Blade Runner reference. Love myself some Blade Runner. One of these days. One of these days I'm not going to be dropping a million frames. My internet's going to be okay. So a chance to begin again in a golden land of opportunity and adventure. With the help of an aggressive marketing campaign, less fortunate elements of our society will be flocking to our colony ships.
Construction completed.
Okay. Try and get some power from there. All we can really get from this one. Something else to mine. There's that crappy planet. We'll leave that one for later. Send you back here, make some energy out of these guys. I can also get minerals out of here. Minerals are a little bit lacking. It's the same output and total, almost, that we have there now. Well, I think we could afford to build those now. What do we want out of here, though? Research station. Oh yeah, we should actually get those. Get that tech going. Let's go back home. Yep, go for it. Research station on Titan. Right. We're here. No, no, not here. Here.
The special project has concluded.
Our continued studies of the massive skeleton remains on Alpha Centauri 2 have managed to shed some light on how the creature ended up on the planet. There are very faint residual energy readings that indicate some kind of dimensional portal existed briefly towards the rear of the skeleton. Science Officer Koharu Sato theorizes that the creature passed through the gateway from another dimension only to quickly perish in the hostile environment of Alpha Centauri 2. Why it did this and where it came from are questions that may never be answered. Astounding. Ugh. Astounding. Excellent. We got another upgrade. Let's see now. Are you a bad enough dude to take on some of the more difficult ones? Yeah, let's have you go take on these.
We have detected an anomaly.
Another anomaly, another hard anomaly. The signs of activity in ancient precrystallization. Alpha Centauri 3. Alpha Centauri Prime. I mean, we found a foundry on it, right? We just want to call it foundry? I feel like that's a little off-putting. Let's see, what are the definitions of foundry? I mean, it sounds like... An establishment where founding is carried on, the act, process, or art of casting metal. Founding. Having all usual standard or reasonable expected judgment. Oh no, that's, yeah, found. The first steps in building. You know, that actually sounds perfect. Foundry. Like our first planet that we colonize. And it's where they discover this foundry.
Congratulations on having colonized a new world. Our colonists are now in the process of building their first settlement, but it will take time for them to become self-sufficient.
Colony will be a drain on our resources until the first settlement has been completed. Take care not to colonize too many planets at once. Our colony ship has gently touched down on the mouth of a large river delta on one of the several continents that can be found on Foundry. This temperate, forested region will serve as an ideal first landing site. The ship will be permanently converted into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement, and its reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up around the former starship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers. First human city on an alien world. Great day for the United Nations of Earth. Yes. Castle mountains and dense jungles. Be done in 13. Gotta remember that this is where the skeleton was found. So let's call that one Leviathan. Once we can. Alright, everybody's doing something. Oh, wow, this one's actually got one, a wet climate. Ooh. Founding of our first colony, founding of our empire, founding of the future of humanity. Alright, you're building a thing at Uranus. You're moving down to here to work on some science. I think let's actually build another science vessel.
Construction completed.
Very good. UNS Kelvin. Another excellent name for a science ship. Let's go for the younger one. Because they will last longer, huh? You can go ahead and continue some of the surveying around here. Get that to there, there, and then up to that.
Construction completed.
Now, what else can we get at Sol? Some minerals from Juno. And that's really about all we will be able to do. Not you. Nope. I'm doing a spaceship. Where's my spaceship? This. Here we go.
Anomalous readings registered.
Your scan of Sirius 3 yields surprising results. Something seems to be scanning us back.
System survey concluded.
Right. This is gonna take some time. Hmm.
Construction completed.
Alright, looks like everything has been constructed in Seoul. Now, what else do we want to be making? I think we've got enough resources that we can just start making everything that we can, everywhere that we can. Get more energy here. Tons of things here. We've already got everything with Barnard's Star. There's 6 outstanding there. 4 outstanding there. Tons of stuff there. I think we've got enough that we can just start making more star bases. Our limits have not been reached either. Oh, this one's pretty habitable as well. Series 3. And it's on that planet. I want to just start. I kind of just want to start doing that. It's about as good as any of the other ones. Go for it. Best of luck to you. We're gonna start trying to build. Do more building around right now. Election is underway. Oh, we got quite a few choices here. Off-world miner. Wow, they could actually just elect either of these two. I mean, these are... What's a Unity? Base miner. Off-world miner. Is he governing the Earth sector? Is she like in charge? The soul? What is she doing if she's governing Soul Sector? Okay, she's the governor of Earth. So we've got the president and then the governor. Kinda think I want her. Monthly minerals is nice. Starbase module cost. Ship weapon damage. Well, charismatic. Needed cost. That's kind of nice. Oh wait, no, hold on. All right, her. I think I actually want to get her. Keep going here. Or, I mean, how long is this gonna go? 2 months. Sure, I think I'll actually support her. That's a lot. I mean, yeah, sure. Why would you just elect a scientist because they're a really good scientist? Just because you're a good scientist doesn't mean you're gonna be a good president. And it's still gonna be a while.
Anomalous readings registered.
Okay. Life science repeats a barren. Yeah, go ahead and research that one right now. It's an easy one. We're not getting much influence right now.
Situation log has been updated.
Alright, she was reelected. Good. Oh, she's doing alright there. Doing alright there.
Construction completed.
Very cool. Mining. Yeah, mining. Actually, go get the energy from here. If we just keep building more of these, we're gonna start losing a lot of our energy. We make some here though, that would get us pretty up there. Volatile motes, exotic gases, rare crystals, living metal, zero, dark matter, and nanites. Silicon life forms. Some kind of burrowing silicon life based life forms inhabits a vast network of tunnels beneath the barren surface of Netum 2A. As best as we can tell, the creatures feed off rocks, and there is evidence to suggest that they possess a rudimentary form of intelligence. Their tunneling efforts have been shuffled large amounts of valuable minerals to the surface. Cool. Let's actually do some upgrading here. Let's build one right now. This is the direction that a lot of our... Oh, That's one possible direction of attack. So, we're going for it.
Construction completed.
The expansion planner, we find nearby habitable planets that may present opportunities for colonization. We can build colony ships and issue them orders directly from this screen.
Planets may be surveyed, and any anomalies found on the planet must be researched before the planet can be colonized. A starbase must have been constructed on the planet system. Let's see now. Light station. Collection. Reactor booster? What is this? One of power generation systems increases the ship's reactor output. Alright, increases its power. Power. An abundance of power is required to run various onboard systems. Power is increased by adding additional reactors while it is drained by most other components. Designs with negative power cannot be saved. Gotcha. Alright, so we don't need any more power as is. Let's also build this. One there for you. Because again, these are our choke points. One's more than halfway done. You're getting close to halfway done. You're making the mining station.
System survey concluded.
Excellent.
Construction completed.
Now, I think we'll make one more base right here. That's a lot of neat stuff we can get from right there.
Construction completed.
Let's at least get a little, Let's reduce the upkeep here. Only development speed. Ooh, actually. We must expand our civilization to new systems and planets or risk eventual extinction. Ooh. Only development speed. Yeah, let's get that. I don't know. We're already pretty close to getting our next colony finished. Let's just do the galactic ambition. The banner of our great empire will one day be as common as hydrogen throughout the galaxy. That probably is gonna make it less expensive to deal with, like, all this stuff.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Fusion reactors. Nuclear fusion processes generate a great amount of power for ships, but without many of the risks associated with fission power. Ooh, automatic exploration. And survey speed was 25%. Energy grid. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. That's energy. I need energy. Unlocks edict. Capacity overload. Don't need to do that. Load balancing facilities can greatly improve the stability of local grids and feed excess power back into centralized capacitors. This is a longer one. I don't really care doing this manually. And speed isn't too big of a deal. Oh well, our resource, you know, I mean, our energy resources actually aren't that bad. This would make expansion happen faster.
Construction completed.
Excellent. And El Bays. Build a bunch. Mining things here. As long as we're right here. Nedum and Suff. Oh, look at a purple star.
Construction completed.
Battle debris. A colossal space battle occurred in the high orbit of R-Doct 3A some 600,000 years ago. The ships from at least 5 different fleets participating, one of the fleets belonging to Cybrex, although the vast majority of orbital debris seems to come from the other participants. Remarkable.
Situation log has been updated.
Oh. Oh man. Yeah. Working at that. This one's routine. Alright. Congratulations. Organic remains. Ancient frozen remains of almost 1,000 aliens have been found in the vicinity of Sirius 4A. They come from over a dozen different species, and preliminary dating puts the corpses at roughly 600,000 years ago, around the same time as the Cyberx machine consciousness ravaged this part of the galaxy. Glad we weren't around back then.
Situation log has been updated.
Yeah, that one's happening pretty
Our
quickly.
first extrasolar colony. This means that if our homeworld were to spontaneously combust, your species would no longer be rendered extinct.
Yay.
That is a comforting thought, wouldn't you say?
That's great. Great, thanks. Great. I like the writing for the robot. Yes. Planet deficit. Means we need more population. All right, that'll increase. All right, let's go ahead and do generator in a mining district. We did it. Foundry has been founded. Oh, hot springs, lovely. Alright, you got 13% there. Like 1% a day. And a lot happens in 13 years.
Research concluded.
Nebula Refinery. Mining station output plus 10%. Rep build speed. Coil gun. I think we go ahead and do this. We're gonna probably build more Corvettes before we upgrade them, I think. Establishing new standards for the modeling and construction of Corvettes greatly improves the efficiency of the production pipeline. Signs of battle. There is clear evidence that a massive space battle took place in close orbit of are docked for at some point in the last 5,000 years. The surface on one side of the planet is pockmarked with craters, with stray weapons blasts, and scans from the UNS Hubble have picked up several hulks on the ground. Though these wrecked ships are all in very poor condition, the fact that anything remains at all after the damage they must have sustained is a testament to the advanced design. Science officer Koharu Sato is preparing an expedition to sift through these derelict hulls for any valuable technologies.
Situation log has been updated.
What's Mount Graveyard, was it? Mount Graveyard. What an ominous name. No, we might as well just grab the organic
The
remains.
special project has concluded.
The dead aliens were found above Sirius 4A. That? Yeah? That's the one that we're going to be colonizing. All died from vacuum exposure, and each individual had the barcode. Cybrex were known to laser onto the skin of organic captives. It seems like the Cybrex executed these aliens by spacing them, perhaps after having finished interrogations, or to keep them from escaping during some kind of rescue operation. We may never know the truth. Is it Series 4 that we would call it? No, maybe Series 3. Series 3 is the one that's going to take a bit. But I mean, yeah, their battles, they were so long ago, and only 6,000. Maybe that was a... I mean, that sounds like... Were they really around from 600,000 to 6,000 years ago? That is insane. Building things. Oh, you are not building things. I think we should build another one over here. Do we want to? Serious? Well, we don't even know what that one is. That's an interesting name to give. Alright, you are doing nothing right now. You're doing the excavation. You're doing the exploration. You have 2 left. And then we're going to be sending you around here. It would be nice to find a nice border. Kind of back ourselves against the wall with. Oh, yeah. This game's fun. I'm probably gonna have to do this one again tomorrow. Well, maybe. Because I'm gonna be doing some multiplayer with Chris, because he got Hearts of Iron 4. And he would like some help figuring out how to start off with it. But this is good. And I also still want to do some multiplayer, some retro summer stuff. I'm probably gonna be doing a bunch of like groups of games together, so it's like just kind of showcase them. It's just sort of the idea of retro summer to begin with. A few of them I'll give longer playthroughs through. Hopefully I'll be able to get through a bunch of them in August, or maybe even some of the earlier ones, the shorter ones in the rest of July. But I mean, there are a couple ones on the SNES that I want to do full playthroughs of. I don't mind starting the Genesis ones later, or even just doing them whenever I feel like. Ah, yeah, this is good. I'm liking this one a lot. This is probably going to be the one I'm going to be focusing on in the future. In the near future. So if you want to see more of this, follow the channel. Yes, I like this a lot. So until next time, thank you guys very much for joining me. Rock over London, rock on Chicago. I am Sci-Rock Omega, and have a nice day. Later. And sometime now, let's kind of totally wrap it up. It is 8:30 UTC, Coordinated Universal Time. So they're still walking on the moon 50 years ago. Gotta take in these moments. That just remember how far we've come from where we were, and how where we were so much farther than before. And how much farther we could go. United Nations of Earth into the galaxy, fighting super alien robots. So until next time, thank you guys very much for joining me. Rock over London, rock on Chicago. I am Sci-Rock Omega, and have a nice day. Later.